Five reasons why Mount Shasta is a world-class spiritual community. Well, there's a lot of the reasons that Mount Shasta is amazing and that people from all over the world come here. But I'm going to go through five reasons and break it down for you. I've lived here 18 years in the town of Mount Shasta. I'm going to talk about what makes the Shasta community special, what makes it unique, what makes it kind of world class because there aren't too many places that I've been in the world that have this kind of energy. And I want to share with you what that's all about and why I feel that this is such an amazing place to live. So, the first thing that I'm going to talk about is just the energy of the mountain. So many people are, called by the mountain, they feel the energy of the mountain. And this isn't something that everyone experiences, and it's not necessarily something that everybody experiences just on a conscious level, but you can have the feeling that this mountain is just a powerful vortex. Some people consider it the root chakra of the world, and it does have a power. I mean, if you really are sensitive and you really feel into the energy, you can feel this sort of wash of energy just coming down off the mountain. And I do feel that after 18 years of living here, that it has rubbed off some of my rough edges. And so I am grateful to the mountain for what it has done in my life and just being here in the community of Mount Shasta. So I'm going to go over a few other reasons that this is an amazing place to live. The next one is the water that comes off the mountain. It's considered one of the best tasting waters in America. I heard, I haven't seen the data, but that it placed number three in terms of best tasting waters in the United States. And whether that's true or not, it's certainly crystal clear water. It comes right off the mountain. You can go to one of the springs in the city limits. It's at the headwaters of the Sacramento in the Mount Shasta City Park. You can go and you can put your water jug under the springs as it's coming out of the rock. And they say that this water landed as snow on the mountain 50 years ago. Now, how it took 50 years to percolate through all the volcanic rock, I don't know the science on that, but that's what I've been heard. And so definitely the water is one of the things that makes this an incredible community because we're drinking pure water. Where can you do that in the world? I mean, yes, there are places. I understand that San Francisco gets its water from a Hetch Hetchy, Yosemite National Park. That's probably amazing water. I have tasted it. It is good, as I recall. But the thing is that this mountain is coming off of Mount Shasta. There's like nothing between Mount Shasta and the town where the water is collected. I mean, it's just coming down off the mountain, and I think there's some springs that feed into the aquifer, into the water tanks up there. We're getting really good water, and that's one of the things that makes this a world-class community. The other parts of the water equation is that there's amazing waterfalls, Fairy Falls and McCloud Falls and Mossbury Falls and a number of other waterfalls that create a great vibration, a great energy, and are beautiful to look at. And those are certainly reasons that make this a very special place. So there's other high mountain lakes, Lake Siskiyou. There's many alpine lakes, Castle Lake, numerous other lakes up the South Fork of the Sacramento River, and incredible waters in the Mount Shasta region. The next thing I want to talk about is just the kinds of people, the special people that live here. There's special people everywhere, including Mount Shasta. We've got a lot of special people in Mount Shasta. Hopefully, that's a good thing. Between the energy healers and the body workers and the meditators and creative artists, alternative healers, musicians, yoga masters, Eastern religion followers, spiritual coaches, therapists, Reiki masters, spiritual tour guides, this place has incredible people. Everybody has their own magic, People are electric here. Now, people have their bad days, but if you feel the energy of the people, there's a very high vibe, a high level of consciousness. I see this all around the world. I travel extensively internationally. There's high quality people everywhere, but to meet a whole community that's compressed into a relatively small area and that has this kind of incredible mountain by it, it's unique in the world as far as what I've seen. Now, I've been to Sedona, close second, maybe tied. Sedona is amazing. A lot more gentrified in Sedona. Hopefully, we will not go that route in Mount Shasta, but certainly it's an incredible area for amazing people. Now, I want to talk about other things such as spiritual events that take place in Mount Shasta. We have drum circles and ecstatic dance, and we have cacao ceremonies and crystal bowl sound healings, and we have festivals like the Goddess Festival, the Wesak Festival that used to happen here for many, many years. They have some extraterrestrial information festivals here, all kinds of festivals, mostly in the summer when the weather is good. And there's incredible workshops like sacred geometry workshops, for example, and all different kinds of things that people have special knowledge and expertise and information on different spiritual topics. And they come to local venues and they give this information. And some of them are locals, and some of them are people from outside the area that come here and give the workshops or have the festivals or have the retreats. It's a great place for retreats. You can, people come here in the summer on retreat from all around the world, really, and they can go up on the mountain as part of their retreat and visit sacred sites. That's an amazing thing. The people that come here and the different events that are here make it part of what's really special. So, the last thing I want to talk about in terms of the spiritual community is the community itself, the people that live here. So, in the city limits, I believe there's between 3,000 and 4,000 people in the greater Mount Shasta area and the surrounding miles around the city limits, another few thousand. So, there's probably less than 8,000 people in what could be called Mount Shasta, the Mount Shasta region. But a lot of the people, a number of the people do consider themselves spiritual. There's also a lot of people who don't consider themselves spiritual. People who maybe they went back generations on their family tree as far as living in the area, or people who came here for the recreation, the incredible forest and the hiking and the kayaking and whatever else. People are paddleboarding. It's an incredible area for recreation. People are mountain climbing. So people come here for a lot of different reasons. Some people don't come here for spiritual reasons at all. It's like last on their radar. Maybe they're putting up with the fact that this is a spiritual mecca, but they come here nevertheless. And so all of these different populations of people, these different communities, they coexist pretty peacefully. That you don't have a lot of tension. People get along. People accept others. That's one of the beauties, is that there isn't a lot of judgment. Regardless of what your orientation is, and as far as where you're coming from. But basically, this community of all these people, of all these different types of people that are here, that are coexisting, have lived here for years and years. I mean, the spiritual population started coming to Mount Shasta, I believe, in the 1930s. There was a guy named Guy Ballard who started the I Am movement, and he maintained that he met the Ascended Master Saint Germain high up on Mount Shasta, and he started the I Am movement in the 1930s. That's almost 100 years ago. And so people started coming here for spiritual reasons, at least that far back. I mean, we know the indigenous people came here for thousands of years for spiritual reasons. But as far as, the European-based people who came in, after Columbus, we've got the Guy Ballard I Am movement is the first group of people who came here for spiritual reasons in the 20th century that I'm aware of. And then even in 1987, there was a big movement here. The harmonic convergence happened all around the world. It was a global peace meditation. But what happened was that power centers were the places that people went for that meditation, and Mount Shasta was one of them. So some people came here in 1987 and decided this is an incredible place, and they just stayed. Some people came here in the 70s for spiritual reasons. So it's been happening for decades, and it's been building and building. And yet the population is relatively stable. We're not overwhelmed with people. The place hasn't become overly gentrified as of this moment in 2024. And so, it's maintained its purity. There's a purity, and people here, you're not anonymous here. People are connected. Some people don't kind of connect, but most people who come here find a fabric, a network of people that they can connect with, and that they can feel are there for them, and go out to the store and go out in downtown, and you bump into people and you see them on the street, you see them at different areas around town, you're on a hike, you bump into people. You don't get this in the city. I mean, I lived in the Bay Area, in the East Bay, for almost 20 years. And I didn't have that sense of community. It was more of this anonymous thing, and you had to reach out to make your community. And yes, I did connect with people there, but it's different here because everybody lives within a few miles of each other. I mean, if you're going to drive all the way across town, it's going to take you less than 10 minutes. So there's this sense of community that I haven't found anywhere else that I've gone in the world. I've found some places that have inklings of that. Sedona is one of them. I went to a place called Ometepe, Nicaragua, that had a little of that. There are places in the world where people are building community. It's certainly happening. But Mount Shasta has world-class community. And if you haven't been here, I highly recommend you come. Come between late June and say September to get the best weather and to be able to go to high elevation after some of the snow has melted off. You can get on the Pacific Crest Trail and just enjoy this incredible place called Mount Shasta. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps this out. Thank you.